What's going on, everybody, and welcome back to Comic Breakdown. In this video, we are jumping into Strange, issue number 8. There has been a lot going on with this story. Dr. Stephen Strange, he is the Death's Sorcerer Supreme. We have Clea Strange, who has taken over the mantle of Earth's Sorcerer Supreme, but she is not concerned with the Avengers or anything else. She is only concerned with returning her husband back to the land of the living, just recently learning that the Harvestman is in fact Dr. Strange. She has been able to convince him to go back to the Sanctum to seek some help, and together they are going to figure out how to bring him back from the dead. But there is something much bigger at play: the Blasphemy Cartel, run by a director nun, an individual that has wiped his identity from everybody's memories. He is a person that by all accounts does not exist. We have slowly began to learn that this is all an extension of Wand. When it had been disbanded, that is when the Blasphemy Cartel, it began to rise. Now, make sure you guys have subscribed to the channel, make sure that you like this video, and with that being said, let's dive into this breakdown. Alright gang, Dr. Stephen Strange, the Harvestman, aka the Sorcerer Supreme of Death. He has finally come home. A moment of joy. Everybody ecstatic. Everyone greeting him, giving him hugs, just having immense amount of joy. Clea Strange a little bit jealous. She is the Sorcerer Supreme of life. The Harvestman belongs to death. These opposite energies, were they to touch, to come in contact, the barest brush of lips to lips, one hand could result in catastrophe. And so Clea, not being able to hug or touch the man that she loves while everybody else does, being a little bit upset about this, she does ask Wong, who is this person that you have brought into the Sanctum? That person is Pandora Peters, the once upon a time director of Wand. This is S.H.I.E.L.D.'s wizardry, alchemy, and necromancy division. But to fully understand her connection with Dr. Strange, to connect the dots to the Blasphemy Cartel, we have to jump 2 years into the past. We are going to the post-vital prison site known as the Big Box. As Director Peters is running through the facility, she is trying to get in contact with Dr. Strange. A little bit hesitant to answer the ball, the little crystal ball that they use for communication. And that is because Dr. Strange is a little bit upset that he never got an apology. Never got an apology for what happened in Hoboken. He got an official formal apology from S.H.I.E.L.D. and everything, all on stationery. But he never received one from Wand. Director Peters, not having time to really deal with any of this, she gives a formal apology, apologizing for staging the Mindless One's attack in Hoboken, all so that they could plant listening devices inside of the Sanctum. With the apology being accepted, we see Dr. Strange show up on site. On a professional level, these two had a great hatred for one another, but right now they have a Class 3 rogue animation incident. One of their task groups has been running hypothetical situations, a kind of war game to try something new, and 37 minutes ago, that turned into something extremely less hypothetical, asking Dr. Strange what he knows about Tibetan prayer reels. And while he does understand this, she also goes into cryptocurrency. The basic idea is that there is a decentralized network of computers around the world constantly performing enormous amounts of calculations. Task Group Bravo Charlie was wargaming a potential crisis situation. If all those computers, if they were in constant activity solving puzzles, then what would happen if a large-scale cryptocurrency being mined across the world was infected with a code from a spell formula, integrating that spell into routines? That would turn hundreds of computers into prayer reels, much more than hundreds. And as they get into the room, what they see is Task Force Bravo Charlie's experiment. It accidentally went live. Their seance spell is spread across a wide blockchain network, and now every prisoner here is an undead monster. They are possessed by screaming mad ghosts, because Big Box was a prison site for post-vital detainees. More or less, these are are dead magicians. As a precaution, Wand had kept their bodies on ice at Big Bucks. When they ended up dead, that is where they would end up at Big Bucks, which suited Bravo Charlie's runaway experiment perfectly, as the director and Doctor Strange fight off all of these individuals. Doctor Strange says that all the people, they need to be pulled back, that the director needs to get all of her people that are still alive out of here. What he is going to do is activate Big Box's failsafe, something that Doctor Strange shouldn't even know about. But Wand isn't the only one that is keeping tabs on things. Taking the communication crystal, everyone is evacuated as our Sorcerer Supreme puts up his shield. Big Box's failsafe, like most of Wand's toys, a mix of the magical and technological, surrounded by these creatures. He would be hard-pressed to access the failsafe on his own, the switch being in the security office 3 floors away. But if he is able to speak through the communication crystal, he subliminated himself more or less into an alternate reality layer, walking between 2 worlds, where he could hear the singing of the magical system that ran Big Box, speaking to it, coaxing it, getting it to conform to what he wants to do. They came to an agreement, and the failsafe was activated. Just like that, it was gone away to where its prisoners couldn't hurt anybody. That is where we pick up a little bit later at Emerald City, aka Wand headquarters, with the director being livid with Bravo Charlie, the task force in charge of all of this. They are on cleanup duty. This is where we see Director Nunn, but Doctor Strange isn't able to remember his face because that agent was the head of Task Force Bravo Charlie. It is nicknamed Blasphemy Cartel. This is where it all began. The incident at Big Box. This was no accident. It was a trial run. The director only finding this out later, after it all went down, after they beat Hydra, after S.H.I.E.L.D. had been dissolved, when Wand was shut down as well. This is exactly what the Blasphemy Cartel was waiting for. They used the incantation of mass distraction, stolen from the Wand vaults in the chaos, and they cast it. Using the power of their corrupted blockchain, the world forgot that Wand ever existed. And that agent, he sacrificed his entire identity in order to do so. As far as the universe is concerned, that agent never had a name but one. That, of course, is Director Nunn of the Blasphemy Cartel. In all of the confusion, the Blasphemy Cartel took over what was remaining of Wand's infrastructure, converting what agent it could and killing those who resisted. Number 1 on the kill list is Director Peters. So she has been on the run this entire time. She hid in the one place that they would never look for her. But when Clea Strange hit the scene, this changed everything. You see, the Blasphemy Cartel, they had files on Strange that is a couple acres of them. Years of Wand failsafe plans and contingencies for dealing with the Sorcerer Supreme. Plans written by Director Peters herself. But the thing is, they never had a plan for Clea Strange. They had plans for Doctor Doom, for Maximoff, for even freaking Wong. They had a contingency for, but they never expected Clea Strange to become the Sorcerer Supreme. And now they are out there creating remnants the same way that they did with the prototypes at Big Box. The only problem is they don't know why. But Director Peters does have one thing that she can give them. She can show them where the headquarters is located. She can give them Emerald City. And that will be the end of this issue. So let me know what you guys think down in the comments. As we are 8 issues in, Doctor Strange has stayed dead much longer than I thought he would. Granted, he is still technically around, still doing things, but he's the Sorcerer Supreme of Death. I wasn't sure how I was going to like Strange as we dove into this series, but the more and more we dive into it, the more and more I am just loving it. I would be pressed to say that I enjoy Clea Strange as Sorcerer Supreme much more than I do enjoy Stephen Strange. But it is all coming together. The Blasphemy Cartel taking advantage of one organization falling and building up theirs, erasing it from the memories of everybody so nobody knows how or what they are operating under. There are only a select few individuals that actually know what is going on. But now that the forces have come together, they have shared information. The Sorcerer Supreme of life, the Sorcerer Supreme of death, they can now go take them head on. But like the director said, they have contingency on top of contingency. So this isn't going to be as simple as the Sorcerer Supremes walking in there and just ending Director None. This is going to be a battle like none other, and I am 100% here for it. So let me know your thoughts, let me know your theories. If you would like to get caught up on everything going on with Strange, be sure to check out the link in my description as well as the top of this video. It is gonna get you completely caught up on the entirety of the Strange event. If you would like to support the channel, you can always do so by joining the channel membership, much like Patreon having 5 different tiers, from $1 to $50, from loyalty badges to getting free comics every single month. Not only does this help out the channel tremendously, you are getting tons of perks in the process. Now, if you can't do any of that, do me a favor, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, make sure that you are liking these videos, and with that being said, until the next breakdown.